it's Ash from Elevate My Faith, and today we're on week 4 of our Woman in the Bible series, and today we'll be going over Rahab. So to get ready for this one, we need to read Joshua 2, James 2, 14 through 25, and Matthew 1, 1 through 5. So take some time to read over that, and then we'll get right into the questions. Alright, so for the first question is, who was Rahab? And I put a prostitute that chose God and recognized his awesome power and everything. So if you have anything else to add to that, feel free to do so. The second question is, Rahab recognized and accepted God's awesome power, which led her to protecting the spies. When was a time in your life that you realized and accepted God's glory and power? So even though this doesn't really answer the question, I also just wanted to put a comment that I put at my Bible study about how it shows choosing God can affect your family. Because if Rahab did not choose God, then they would have perished in the city as well. But since she did choose to accept God, her and her family were kept safe. So it can affect your family. Maybe to not that extreme extent like back then, but like it definitely affects your family choosing God and spiritually leading your family and all of that as well. And then to answer the question more specifically, I put during COVID because that's when all my idols were taken away. And then I finally prayed to God after like the first time forever, and just accepted his awesome power and glory, because I was going through such a terrible depression during COVID to the point my whole body was physically aching. Never experienced anything like that. And then the next day or so, it was just like completely gone after I made my prayer to God about it. So that just showed me his like glory and power right there, and just was the first steps to taking my faith journey more seriously again. Someone put serving others can help you realize and accept God's glory and power. And then I really want to share this one girl's like little story, because this was just really cool. This one girl, I think she was 18 at the time, and she was doing youth group and stuff like that, and she thought she was gonna be staying with this guy. But then she really thought about it and thought he's probably not for her, because she asked him the question who's the most important person to you, and he said her, when really it should have been God. You shouldn't really put your significant others above God. So she kind of realized that, and then she kind of did this little prayer to God saying Lord, please just I just want someone to give me flowers and stuff, because then her boyfriend, since she technically broke up with him, he's well, I'm not gonna get you flowers for your birthday, and that's something she always looked forward to, as any teenage girl would. But then at that youth group thing she was at, this person did end up giving her flowers, and she didn't tell anyone about this, and someone at the group thing just said here, I feel like God's telling me to give you this, and it was it was flowers. And then she even got a painting with flowers on it from someone else at that same event. So it just kept reaffirming the flower thing, and that God's going to give her better flowers than any boy can. So I thought that was just a really cool story she shared with us, and wanted to tell you guys it as well. So for the third question, I actually had a hard time wording this. I worded it on this packet differently, but I'm going to try to say it a different way for the video, because I don't like how I ended up wording it. But I did put Rahab made herself right with God by her actions. And here I put, as humans, we'll never know the right balance of faith and good works. Regardless, we can still think of ways to serve the kingdom of God through our actions. What are some of those ways? But I don't want people getting caught up in trying to think they have to do good works to gain God's good graces. But also, faith without works is dead. So there's just this weird in-between balance that we just, that kind of go hand in hand together. I think once you do take your faith seriously with the Lord, you do just want to do those good works out of the goodness of your heart and stuff like that. So sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this topic myself, so don't know if I worded that question the best possible or not. But for serving the kingdom of God, I know someone put just addressing everything you do in love. I think even with telling people they're in the wrong about something, or the righteous judgment, and telling them, hey, you shouldn't be going down this path, as long as you do it in love, that's okay. And then just putting your heart into whatever you're doing. So that goes hand in hand again. Once you really have that strong connection and relationship with God, you'll just want to do things out of the goodness of your heart, instead of being oh, well, I think this will make God happy, and I'll checkbox that and get into heaven and everything. when it's really not about that. It's about just genuinely wanting to be there for people and serving others and praying over them, worshiping the Lord and all of that. And then the last question is, Rahab and Ruth made it onto the list of Jesus' ancestors. Why do you think Gentiles are a part of Jesus' lineage? So me and the group kind of just came to the conclusion that, like, you know, Jesus wasn't just going to be there for the Jewish people, and that they were going to include the Gentiles and welcome them as well, and which is so just important, because, you know, God really could have kept it to just the Jewish people and focused on them as the important people, but he didn't. He extended his grace and mercy and love to the Gentiles, and I think you can just see that through Jesus' lineage, and that no one's meant to be left out if they do just accept God with their heart, just like Rahab did and Ruth did. It's just really cool to see that in the Bible. Well, those are all the questions I have for today, so just really go over those verses and meditate and go over the questions and really think about them as well and how you can apply them to your life, because I always love doing that for these Bible studies. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
How sweet.